There's two ways to God realization, and that's through silence, which we're going to be practicing those methods this retreat, which lead to silence. That's one way of realizing God. And the other one is through dynamic sound. So chanting is a form of dynamic sound, and when you do the Hebrew name intonations, that's also dynamic sound. So basically there's only two ways to know God. That's through dynamic sound, the creative word, or through absolute silence. And all the right meditation techniques lead you to absolute silence. That's to say the passive types. And we started this morning, and we're going to carry on and further and deepen it for you as we go along. Now, with the chanting, when you chant properly, it opens your heart. And to do chanting properly, you have to have devotion. You cannot do intellectual chanting. There's no such thing. So you have to settle that into your heart and really worship God. When you chant in any language, whether it's Hebrew, Arabic, Sanskrit, or Greek, or Latin, or Chinese, chanting means that you're communicating with the deity directly through the mantric sequence of the sound you're chanting, and the deity understands that. You know, like there's a massive universal energy field, which is the creative power of the deity, and you're linking into that through the chant. So to do that, again, like this morning, I mentioned that you do your meditation in absolute simplicity, asking for nothing, demanding for nothing, just do it for its own sake. Well, the same thing with chanting. You have no objective in view, no wanting something from the deity. You just simply worship the deity for its own sake. You simply let your ego go, you let your mind go, and just through your heart pour out the love towards the deity. And then you can have instantaneous God realization, even in one chant. Chanting only works when you have devotion. If you have no devotion, then it's just an intellectual exercise. You can't chant if you don't believe in God. An intellectual who has only a theoretical idea about God, it's wasteful their time to do any spiritual work, total waste of time. Chanting means that you have a faith in the presence. It's in Sanskrit we call it Shakti, and in Hebrew we call it the Shekinah. It's the immediate presence of the deity. It's like a colossal energy field. In this energy field, the deity is this energy field. And through chanting in whatever sacred language you approach it and connect immediately to that energy field. And once you do that, you do know that God exists. It goes beyond faith, it becomes an experience, a direct, 100% inward revelation or experience. So you start off with faith, believe that there's such things, and then the faith is confirmed and affirmed for you through the actual experience. The importance of chanting, because chanting is purifying. And what does the word purifying means? You have to understand it from the esoteric point of view. In your normal thinking process and your normal feeling process and your normal acting process, no matter what, you are gathering material from the cosmos around you, inside the invisible dimension of the cosmos. So with your normal thinking, which is usually very worldly, materialistic, you're attracting a lot of material energy into your mental body, and your normal feeling processes, which is usually negative, you're attracting a lot of negative energy from the astral world. And your frantic, busy activity on the physical attracts substances from the physical dimensions, which are also very, very frantic and neurotic. So then you have a personality whose, what we call the energy field is very dense, very low vibration. So when we mean purifying, we mean transforming and changing that normal basic energy field. So what the chant does, because the chant works on sacred formula, it first of all enables the subtle purified light forces and life forces from the invisible worlds to attach themselves to your mental body, to your astral body and your physical body. And thereby you become purified. Purified means that the vibration, the frequency, the undulation of those bodies becomes higher and higher and higher pitch. So the more you chant, the more purified you become, more alive you become inside, more the inner bodies become more higher frequency vibration, until you reach a certain pitch, a certain peak, when the great invisible manifests to you. In other words, you cannot, as I mentioned this morning, you cannot touch on the invisible, the great spirit or the invisible side, unless you have a certain refinement. And you can get that refinement through the right meditation process, or you can get this refinement through the chanting process. That's why those two have always been employed in every great religion, chanting and meditation. So you have to refine yourself in order before you can sense or experience the invisible dimensions. If your vibrational energy field is very low, which the normal person's is extremely low, there's no way they can connect to the spirit, or no way the spirit can connect to them. It's just impossible by nature. So that's why it's important that you refine your vibrations, your percent vibration, either through the silent meditation processes or through the chanting processes, until you vibrate at such a high level that the other energies, the subtle energies, can connect to you, or you can connect to the subtle energies, and the inner revelation process can start.